What's up YouTube? I'm the Merc Plays and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing Final Fantasy XVI, what hopes we have for the game, as well as our thoughts. I'm being joined by Crash Tester 99. Say hi, Crash.
What's up?
We just got done watching the state of play and man, did it look good, dude. What did you think of the state of play, Crash?
It was good. I'm way more hyped up for this game than I was when it first got announced. I'm pulling that hype train on my back.
Yeah, dude, hype train for sure. Let's talk about the open world. The open world, Crash, in case you don't know, the realm is called Valentia. I think I'm butchering the word. It's made of 5 different nations and 1 neutral city-state. As far as we know, these 5 different nations are basically at war with each other. They're all fighting for something called the Mother Crystals. It's important and it's very limited. So people are fighting over this resource. And that's kind of what the, war side of the story that we're dealing with here is going to be based off of. So we got 5 different nations fighting for resources. As far as, the neutral city state, I have no idea what that is, but once we get closer to launch, I think more will be revealed on that end.
Yeah, I like the direction that they're taking the game. They're taking it back to the more darker tones and bloodier themes of, what war, actually does and whatnot, and instead of the fantasy that we've had in the previous Final Fantasy, where it's just like, just magic and all that.
Yeah, this is kind of giving me like Final Fantasy XIV vibes as far as like the nations and the war. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV storyline, which again have nothing to do with each other. I'm just saying the war side of it is kind of the same. Going to our next thing we want to talk about, the environments, man. These are like beautiful environments, dude. We had desert lands, we saw lush green wooded areas, we saw a beautiful oasis, farmlands, and like lakes and rivers, dude, and towns. We saw towns, they were kind of crumbling, but we saw towns in there, which I can only assume that it's part of these different nations that we'll be able to go see and kind of storyline, right? I think it's gonna be really beautiful game. I think visually it's going to be stunning, dude. What do you think of the environments, man?
Yeah, the environments looked really good.
As far as the environments go, the exploration is going to add more to those environments. We are going to be able to explore ruins, dungeons. We'll be able to find hidden treasures, and resources can be gathered throughout the world for crafting and other stuff. I'm excited for this, man. I think exploration in this game is gonna be I won't say like top notch, right? Because that's not what Final Fantasy is. Final Fantasy is more based off story and combat, right? So I don't think exploration is gonna be extreme, right? Like Elden Ring and stuff like that. But I do think being able to go into like dungeons, kind of like Final Fantasy 15 dungeons, and just make your path all the way to some treasure is pretty good, man. I'm down to see dungeons in this game, dude. And then just to find random treasures in the world, I think is another plus. So what do you think of exploration, man? What do you think the exploration is going to be like in Final Fantasy 16?
I'm excited for the exploration. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be like, because it could be good or it could be bad. I hope it's good.
I guess the question that I'm asking is, will you explore Final Fantasy 16?
Yes. I'm going to explore every nook and cranny because I am a loot whore.
Hell yeah. Cool. All right. With the environments, exploration, and world out of the way, let's talk about the main character and companions. Now, the main character's name is Clive Rossfield, and he is a dominant. a revenge-seeking knight in search for justice. What do you think of the main character, Crash? What are your vibes with this character? Is he badass?
He looks cool. He looks like a badass. Character-wise, I hope he's not just some generic character with, stupid one-liners. I hope his character is, complex and compelling and, really draws you into what he's been through.
Yeah. I'm excited for Clive. I think he's going to be a good character. Also, we have what they call Torgal. It's Clive's faithful hound that will join Clive in his quest for justice. Now, Torgal, in case you don't know, is a dog that Clive has had since he was a boy, and now he has joined him in his, older years. So the way that I saw Torgal works is he is more of a utility companion. The dog is going to be playing a very important role in combat, I think. So we'll see when we get to play the game, obviously, but I think from what I've seen, that's kind of what his role is going to be. What do you think, Crash?
Yeah, I think he'll be more utility than anything. I don't see the dog being having just a big major damage roll or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. So he'll mainly be utility, I think, as well. There's also 2 more companions we haven't seen yet. I mean, we kind of saw the girl. Her name is Jill. As far as we know of her, she's just, it's been Clive's best friend since they were, kids. I believe she is the dominant of Shiva. That's another thing that I know for sure, that she's the dominant of Shiva. So we'll see how all these characters, all these companions kind of work together. I think it's interesting to know that you'll have companions that have their own dominance, their own icons. So it's going to be interesting. Also, Crash, each companion will have their own backgrounds and motivations and stories. What do you think of that, dude?
Yeah, I'm all for the companions and having the companions be these complex characters with their own backstories and their own reasons for joining Clive on his quest for vengeance is really cool.
Yeah, I think, again, you know me, any game with companions, I'm in 100%. Now let's talk about the story, Crash. According to the developers, Final Fantasy XVI will be its own independent story, which means you do not have to play Final Fantasy, 10, 11, 12, none of them to play this one. This is its own thing, its own new characters, all that, brand new and its own thing. So keep that in mind. What do you think of that, dude? The whole independent story and new characters, Crash?
Oh, I love it. It's one thing that I enjoy about the Final Fantasy games is that you don't need to play the previous ones to play the next one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good story, and I'm excited for it. Now, I absolutely love a revenge story in any game. We played Ghost of Tsushima. We played what was the other one, Crash?
God of War.
God of War. All these revenge stories have been fantastic, and they're very satisfying at the end when you get to, to the guy or the person who did you wrong. So I'm excited for it. I think the story is going to be fantastic. I 100% know that they are not going to let us down as far as the story in this game, dude. 100% sure.
Oh, yeah.
We know what these devs are capable of with Final Fantasy XIV. So we're excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, let's talk about combat, dude. That's what we're here for, right? Combat.
That's right. That's right.
For the first time in the series, there will be doing full real-time action combat. It's all about getting your combos out right and actually landing every combo, just being able to, bring down your opponent. So I think the closest thing that I can kind of, for an example, it would be Devil May Cry. The Devil May Cry series has action combat with a combo system, just like we're going to have in Final Fantasy 16. Now, Crash, what do you think of action combat for Final Fantasy 16?
I think it's gonna be freaking cool. I mean, from the footage we've seen, it looks smooth, fast, flashy. It looks like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. But just in case you are not a fan of action combat, don't worry. The devs have you covered. They're going to be introducing into the game some accessories that will allow you to completely just do auto attacks with one button, which technically is not an auto attack, but it's a button that will do the combos for you in case you can't get into the whole combination thing yourself. Now, I do believe you'll be able to combine your own combos as far as like your character building side goes, and then it will go off of that. So whatever you input into your character, it will do it automatically for you. So it's not going to play the game entirely for you. You still have to do the combo setup and all that. They also are going to have auto evade for people who just don't want to die. They have auto evade, but for those who kind of still want to have the chance to time your evades, you're in luck. We also have an evade with a slow time effect, which will give you a prompt to dodge when the enemy attacks, which sounds pretty cool. And again, these are more, you know, accessibility features, but they're, you know, accessories. They're hidden as accessories to make the game easier for anyone who actually doesn't want to deal with combat and just kind of want to just enjoy the story. Like, this is mainly for those, you know, for people like me who sometimes just wants to play a game, or if you don't want to, you know, have a smooth ride, you can just take all those accessories off, put some, you know, damage accessories on, and just go in full throttle into a combo monster machine. What do you think of this, Crash? These accessories and you know, accessibility options we have now.
Yeah, I am all for accessories that gives players who struggle with being able to time their combos and whatnot, gives them an opportunity to play through and enjoy the game. And like you said, if you don't struggle with it, you don't need to use them. But having the option there, it allows more players to enjoy the game, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. The next thing I want to talk about, Crash, is they talked about cinematic combat, dude. What do you think that means?
From what we saw in the state of play footage today, I think it's the where when they clashed and you had like smash the button. I think that's what it is. Almost like a quick time event, but it's not a quick time event.
Yeah, okay, so it's basically more like the icon fights and whatnot, right?
I think so.
Okay. Also, this one's pretty funny because the way it's worded. Clive will get access to what devs call iconic abilities, which will allow you to use your icon abilities with other icon abilities to achieve devastating combo combinations against your enemies. That means you can fire breathe with Ifrit and fist punch with Titan's fist. Like, I can just almost imagine, Crash, the crazy combinations we're going to be able to pull off when we have like access to all the icon abilities. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I really like the idea of the combo system, being able to combo from one into another and just overall making your own combos. It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So that's the combat side, guys. But let's talk about the icons, man. Oh boy, these icons are amazing. Now, for the first time in Final Fantasy series, players will experience summons versus summons in epic icon battles. Dude, let me just give a little background on these icons for people who don't know. We've seen these icons before in other games. We saw them in Final Fantasy 15. We saw them in Final Fantasy 14. But in Final Fantasy 14, they were known as primals. So they've been known for different names, right? But they all have their actual names the same as far as Ifrit, Garuda, Shiva, Titan, all these different, I want to call them primals, but they're basically ancient, powerful beings or gods. So it's a big deal, and being able to play these icons are going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. What do you think of this, dude?
Oh, I love the idea of it. Just it's basically boss fight versus boss fight, boss versus boss.
That's right.
It's cool. It's the scope and scale of it is just big. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Basically Godzilla versus King Kong.
Basically, yes.
All the time.
Yep.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, the icons will range between 60 feet tall to 350 feet tall. And I think that's our boy Titan, the one 350 feet tall is probably going to be Titan, man. So I'm excited. That kind of gives you an idea of how big these icons are. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play them. I'm excited to see more of and hear more of the story behind, how we got these, powerful beings to be, in us to be able to summon them. So I'm excited to see that. What's your take, dude?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm excited about it, and being able to learn like how the dominants came to be and have these ultimate beings of power inside of them, and how they pass on from generation to generation. I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be good. Another quick thing, this is fantastic news. We just got this news like a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like a week ago. The game has gone gold, by the way. In case you don't know what that means the game is done. It is ready. It is just ready to go. Having that information makes me feel good about this game when it comes out on June 22nd, 2023, which I'm excited to play. I will be pre-ordering this sucker because why not? Let's do it. Crash, will you be pre-ordering the game?
100%.
100%. Cool. And again, Crash, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yep.
And you guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you. We appreciate everything you guys have been, the comments, the likes, the subscribing, all that. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you. And with all that out of the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always remember to level up in-game and in real life. We'll see you guys soon. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback for me, please leave it in the comments below. And always remember to level up in game and in real life. We'll see you guys soon.